it away so it's not an eyesore. I don't want it to be an eyesore. Hey, everyone. Let me turn my phone down, going through Telegram and what? Ooh. Okay. I had to turn that off for a second. Hey, how's everybody doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to Be So Light. I am Felicia, Priestess Makala, and yeah. So, how's everyone doing? Are you doing good? Are you feeling good? I am energetically feeling very good today. And right now, I am watching how this morning there was just flat gray like clouds just kind of over the sky. And now I'm watching these big like thunder clouds rolling in. Oh, I wonder if we're going to try to have a thunderstorm. So I thought it was really interesting this morning that it was like a 40% chance of rain this morning, just enough to put a mess on your car. You know what I'm talking about? Just to mess it up a little bit. And I'm like, but not enough to really saturate and to keep things kind of moist to keep everything from drying out. So we needed like a downpour, some rain, some really heavy downpour rain. But I thought that was interesting. So I want to talk about something interesting. Um, are you feeling the energy shifts? Are you feeling how you are? Hey, starting last night, and there has been a high. Yeah, there's ringing like a high pitched sound going on. I heard that earlier this morning when I woke up. But I'm wondering if everyone's feeling this weirdness of like you can't get your timing down. Like the time doesn't exist. We already know that, right? If you're on this state on this channel, you already know time doesn't exist. But there's just this weirdness. Like right now, okay, so I'm looking out the window. I see a beautiful blue color sky. Like the sky is supposed to be blue. I see a beautiful blue. I don't see that weird looking overcast whitish sky, the one that they like to put over us in California. So I had a friend who left from Sacramento, drove all the way up I-5, went to Shasta. There were some issues going on up there. Then she went around on the backside of north side of Mount Shasta, saw some very interesting, I don't know, things up in the air sitting there. And then they were saying that some kind of storm was going to come in. And I'm like, I wonder why. Fighting aircraft. Oh, I believe it. There's so much dimensional stuff going on right now, you guys. That's it's crazy. It's a lot of dimensional stuff happening right over our heads. And when the clouds come in, come on now. When the clouds come in, that is their disguise so that you will not see what is happening up above you. Because I don't know, is humanity ready to see other starships and stuff flying up there above you? Are you ready to see starships fighting other ships and stuff? Are you ready to see that yet? My friend and I both, we know what those things look like, but are you ready to see that? Are you ready to see that? because it won't match your energy of your day-to-day life. Like, oh, I have plans to do my laundry today, and I'm going to go off to Trader Joe's. Oh, look, big old spacecraft up in the air. What is that? That doesn't look like an airplane. It doesn't look like this. So, no, they are up there. They're doing their thing, and there is a lot of battling going on right now, which needs to happen. We're coming up on summer solstice. And so this energy that's coming up is just going to be really bringing that in. Deb, watch out. We're going to have some crazy person come in here in the chat and be trying to put their little sexual innuendos in there. I don't know. So I just ignore it. I just don't have time for it. That just shows me what dimension they're on. 3. Or lower, 2. we don't vibrate on that frequency here. So my friend and I, Deb, she's in the house right now. We do a lot of discussion. We do a lot of decoding, figuring things out. And man, some of the things we were coming up with yesterday was like, yeah, that sounds right, Bella. And this just before coming on here, she sent me something else, and I want to be able to talk to her after. We're going to talk about this that you sent me after, because I want to see it, and then I want to talk about it. But so there's high pitched sounds going on. There is this weird heat going on only here in California, part of California. But then when you go up I-5 and go past Weed, right when you go past the city Weed, that's outside of Mount Shasta, all of a sudden the temperature starts dropping to 79, gets a little lower. Then by the time you get into Oregon, it just starts raining. It starts getting cooler. Now, I'm glad that Oregon is getting back to its raining season and water and stuff, because I remember last year it wasn't really doing that. It was staying pretty much dry consistency with California. So I don't know how they are keeping. Well, there's a lot of hearsay about why California is in the energy warp that it's in, and because of I guess the amount of bloodshed that's happened back in the day with a lot of the Native American tribe things that happen. There's a lot of supposedly, I guess, California cursing or hexing or whatever you want to call it. And that energy is really starting to show itself. Why is California just always struggling with drought and never having water? I mean, for God's sakes, we're right next to a big ass ocean. You would think there would be no problem trying to keep California moist. It's the same thing with Oregon. They're sitting right next to the ocean. They're not struggling and having a drought issue. So why is California always having a drought? These are questions that make you go, So pay attention to how these timelines are coming through and how it is affecting you. And when you go out, what timeline are you on? Because if you're going to experience chaoticness and weirdness on your timelines, that's what's going to be happening. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. That's what's going to be happening. So you have to guard up now. You have to shield up now. You have to do that because we're in spiritual warfare. So I can't reiterate that enough. I think a lot of us have this thing about, well, it doesn't bother me in spiritual warfare. It's not going to bother me and da. But the paradigm that you think that you are attached to or that you grew up with is leaving. And there's a lot of shedding that's going with that. So there is a lot of hubbub going on, things that are everything. I heard last summer, I was listening to a lot of these business brokers and business people. They were talking about how the economy was going to go, whew, it was going to take a dive, how the housing was going to take a dive, how everything was just going to go down. And you know what? We're seeing it. I'm literally seeing everything that they're saying is happening. So it's all going to come down. And when it does, it's kind of like, with the Phoenix. When we go through the Phoenix of everything, everything has to go down, burn, and then you rise up renewed. So that's going to be what's going to be taking place. So pay attention to your home, pay attention to your energy, pay attention to, like I said last time when I was out, pay attention to your surroundings because things are going to get a little cray cray and people are going to start getting desperate. They're going to see, we looked upon and came across a website that was designed for crisis actors. Damn, how crazy is that? You can get paid to be a crisis actor, to run around in groups, to strike up riots and get paid for it. Isn't that sad? Wouldn't it just be better just to sit down and roll a couple of dice and do a little hopscotch back in the day, just kind of hopscotch your way through things? Whatever happened to those days? Whatever happened to that? Just I'm going to go do a little bit of hopscotch, get my frustrations out that way. No, it's just kind of strange. Now you can be hired as a crisis actor. Oh, and then not to mention how this viral thing is going on. I talked to my friend Deb about this one. Yes, yes. The viral thing about how on American Idol, everybody's talking about it on here. And I thought it's kind of funny because when I saw it, the first thing I went to was I said, oh, look at this. They got this man's Simon's face on top of this guy who really can sing. They got his face on top of it, but they roll out this big, like back in the day, TV monitor camera thing, how they normally do it. And they showed how they took Simon, put his imagery on top of the singer, and then projected it. And I said, isn't that something? They're showing people exactly how we've been tricked. In your face. They are showing you in your face. They're telling you how they do it. They're telling you how they're getting away with it. They're telling you. They're showing it to you for a reason. To tell you, don't believe everything you see because the things that you are seeing are digital. It's not real. Now, I'm going to go all the way back to the time when my elders told me, and sitting in those lodges and sitting around the fire, they always said, there will be a day in your lifetime where you will not be able to tell the difference between a live, living person versus a computerized one, because they are going to master it so well. Now, the live person has the heart, has the soul, has a conscience. The fake human wannabe, the Gumby, doesn't have that. So, and you can feel the difference with people like that or images like that. You can feel it. There's no connection. Right now, those of us that are interacting right here, you can feel a connection. You can feel what I'm saying. You're gonna get kind of like some kind of vibe thing going on. You're gonna feel that. You're gonna be like, yeah, yeah. So they showed you how they're getting away with it. They put it in your face. And then they talked about, and I knew when I saw the one about the Queen thing, that picture in a carriage. Come on now. She was all blue, greenish color. Come on. It's digital, for God's sakes. Come on. Really? Definitely wasn't Memorex. I can tell you that much. Definitely wasn't. It wasn't that. I mean, if you're going to go to that much trickery and you're going to try to take us back 25 years or so, that's definitely not that. Yeah, big time. And I even said she can't wear that crown anyway because it's too heavy for those clones. They can't balance that weight. That's why she always wears a hat. Ooh. Anyway, we're just keeping it real here on Be Soul Light because we're all about Be Soul Light here. Be Soul Light. We don't have time to be fake light. We don't do that. So, anyway, I just wanted to come on and share a little something about that. In these readings, I just posted a read on my Instagram, and I'm going to pull one, two, three, four cards right now. The readings are getting a little intense. And the Instagram one was just like a story that's going to play out this week. And I'm like, wow, this is kind of cool. So before I woke up this morning, you know how you're in that dream state and you're doing really good. I'm mixing up the cards. And you're doing, you're kind of like, and I'm laying there and I'm hearing the rain coming down. And I'm like, yeah, it's raining. But the heat, the wind is warm. So yeah, now we got these puffy clouds and now we're going to have a thunderstorm. Come on now. What other option is there? It was cooler this morning. Now it's getting heated up. Now we're going to have a thunderstorm. So let's take a look at the message here. And how it's all going to be guided. And then after I'm done here, I'm gonna get with sky clearing here now. Oh, really? No, it's not clear over here at all. It looks like it's gonna threaten something. I'd be all about, I wish I did see a spaceship come straight through those clouds over here. Instead of going all the way up to Shasta and you see the shadows of them hiding out or the formation of them hiding out, but they just act like they won't show themselves. I always dare them. Come on, show yourself. Come on. Stop hiding in the clouds. What's the matter? I can take it because I know where I come from. The stars. Anyway, here we go. My mother was just the vessel for me to come and take form here on this planet. Thank you, Mother. Anyway, here we go. All right. How we're working that light. What is the spirit animal we're working with? Got to keep it real, people. Do your work. Stay on your path. Be true to yourself. And how is the light coming through? And how are we being guided? Clouds low heading to Tahoe. Well, there's probably going to be some activity up there for sure. Always a busy house. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being integration. Awakening. Well, yeah, I've been getting this reading all week. A lot of my clients got this card in their read. So this is a really active card for some reason. The animal that we're getting, oh, look out. What's happening here? Hardly ever get this one. And that is a 3. And it's here, it says, set healthy boundaries. Set healthy boundaries. We got that 3 energy. Set healthy boundaries. Yes, please set healthy boundaries. Oh, here's another 3. Whispers. Pay attention to the whispered energy that you are receiving. You're going to hear a lot more whispers. You're going to hear a lot more of that light code coming through and that's talking to you. Pay attention to it. And how are we? Oh, How's this all going to be going? Mm, Well, sugar, sugar, sugar now. What do, what do? Well, it's a number 54. That's a number 9. And we are purging process. You may be currently experiencing emotional discomfort that is disrupting your inner peace. And that is because we are purging. We're going through the purge of everything that is not going to sustain us. And that's what that is. There's one card missing. Medicine. Let's have a little bit of medicine. What is our medicine? What is Spirit's medicine for this? All right. Ooh. Ooh. What did I say about there's fighting going on? Can't make this stuff up, people. The warrior. We got the warrior card. Now, this says be fearless and stand strong. I have been really, really watching a lot of videos on the tradition of Polynesian tattooing and Samoan tattooing, all of the different the facial tattooing as well as the body tattooing. And I look at that and I say, wow, that is like a major honor when you can lay there and get that traditional tapping tattoo where they're tapping it in. And I'm just like, ooh. Then this morning, I watched the scarring of the different African tribes that do the scarring. And oh, that is off the hook insane. They literally take 54 is Sagittarius moon, which we went into today. Yes, very much so. Um, that's this. So that's where we are right now. So the scarring that the warriors, they spend 6 weeks in the spirit house, and in that 6 week they're getting prepared for enduring the scarring of the sacred. It's kind of like they make their skin look like the crocodile because that's their ancestral tribe that goes with that tribe. So the crocodile, and it's the scarring, and they take the razor blade and they just start cutting the patterns into their skin, and they're bleeding and all of, oh my gosh, I was just like, and then the 2 week process after they get the scarring done, how they have to heal. So they're back in the spirit lodge again for 2 more weeks and going down to the waters and washing over their scars and keeping them clean and everything. And I'm just like, I think that's worse than the tattoo because they're cutting your flesh. They're cutting it. They're literally cutting. So I don't know what's going on with me just watching that and looking at the patterns and looking at the art of it and the sacred medicine behind it. But I think it's so beautiful because when you get the traditional tapping tattooing down, the tau, when you're getting that, it's the ancestral connection with it that is so beautiful. And all of us have our cultural connection with our ancestors, but when you're getting it in that way, besides the regular tattooing where they use the inking machine, it is just, it's that connection that is the sacredness of that. This was first before the mechanical inking machine came along. That was tradition how to do it. And so there was this one video I watched I thought was really interesting. He gotten his tattooing done of his ancestral, but it was done with the mechanical way. He got his tribe marking, but he said it never felt right. It never felt right until he went back to, I think, his land, his country, back to the island, and he visit, and then he saw it being done, and he got his redone. He went ahead and got it redone, and that just brought up a whole bunch of emotional stuff for him because he got it redone. And in that getting it redone, it helped to heal that part of him because if you don't get it done by traditional tapping and others see your work, they're going to know, they're going to feel it that you didn't get it done traditionally. And then they say things like, well, that is not a traditional, you didn't get it done traditionally. And so they literally make that person feel like whatever you got on you is it wasn't done traditionally. So then that person feels like they're not good enough, or what their intentions were, it was good, what they had all their intentions, but it wasn't, in their eyes, good enough. So this man literally, like a year or two went by, and because he never even told his wife. That's the thing about it. He met his wife, and he didn't really tell her until they got to the island, and then he started crying, and then he finally told his wife and says, I want to get my towel done, redone. I want to get my tattoo redone, but I want it done in a sacred way. And then when he did it, it was so cool because everybody was there, the family was there. Hello, family was there, and even had the family tuning in for the sacred ceremony through the computers. Everybody was watching, FaceTiming, and everything, supporting. And that's something, when we're all in our sacredness and we're working in our culture medicine and things, and when we come together as cultures, we honor those sacred ways. And when you come in together, everybody is there, and the grandmothers and the children are there. And then after the ceremony of the tattooing is done, and after it's finished, however many days it takes to complete that, everyone sings to the person. They are honored. They do a dance that honors their tattoos. And this is the part I like. When they are connecting with each other after they get the tattooing done, they connect through the third eye and breath. They lean their heads together, and they're head to head. And that is that sacredness of honoring, connecting to it, the medicine of that, the spirit of that. So I just wanted to share that. I just don't know. I don't have any tattoos. I have the piercings, so that's I don't see myself. I like to just put on a temporary thing, but I have no tats on my body. And I don't know if it's because I just never really I thought about getting a tat, but then again, I'm very picky about where I would get it or who's going to do it. I'm not just going to let anybody put something on me. It's like, do no. This person has to be connected. This person has to know spiritually connection. There has to be, when I walk in and I see the person, I have to be able to see who's working with them in their realm, who sits behind them. And if I don't see anybody sitting behind you, you ain't touching me. Just like when I got this done, I got it done on the island in Puerto Rico. And it was just the weirdest thing because when I walked into where our family member was taking us on that day, I was like, this feels different. This feels good. And then when I walked into the setting, I saw the energy behind the young man who was going to do it. And then when I laid down on the table to get that done, I saw the ancestor behind him, who literally stepped forward and was blessing it as it was being done. So there's a huge difference when you go in and you're getting permanent markings on you. To You need to know who's marking you, what sits with them, because that's an energy transfer. And traditional, that's why it's done traditionally. You keep it sacred. It's sacred. So, have no idea why I'm explaining that. Somebody up in here must be getting something or needed to hear that information. So, if you're going to get your tattoo done, do your research and find out if that is something that you're supposed to get done in a sacred manner. Are you supposed to go travel somewhere to get it done? Are you supposed to do it because of your lineage? What is it? Don't just go out and randomly do it. There's a reason. What are you connecting to? Good. Did I ever tell you the story about the one on my wrist? No, but you're going to tell me that story later on today. So, also, last night, I think I didn't even tell you that. So, okay, you guys know I've been kind of the mermaid energy has been around me, and I believe is, I work with Yamaye, but at the same time, this is different. This is like a lot of water mermaid energy is flowing around me. And this morning, I'm laying here, I hear the rain. I'm going to close out with this because I want you to pay attention, because there's certain realm dimensional things happening when you're coming out of your sleep, and you got to pay attention now. So I hear my singing bowl. There's three of them sitting down here, but I literally hear ding, ding. I'm like, and then it stops because I'll roll my head. I look and I'm like, what is that? It stopped. So I said, okay, maybe I'm just coming out of dream state. I go back and I go, "Mm." And then I hear ding. I'm like, I go, are you playing with my singing bowl? And then I hear ding. It's the craziest thing. I'm like, someone's playing with my singing bowl. Because it's like, this is how they sit right here by the drum. So it's like, how are you dinging it? This is how it sits on the floor. I might as well just go ahead and expand. And then we'll close out with this. So that is our message of the day. Be awakened. Don't let the armadillo scare you, because you have to set some healthy boundaries. Pay attention to the whispers, because you got the process of the purging going on. But the warrior is just right behind you to tell you not to be, don't be fearful, and stand strong. There you go. That's the message of the day. This is hard. Oh, yeah. The wind is up. And there's going to be some rockets in the sky for sure. Love this. You do not have a singing bowl? Get one. And you have to, when you buy one, you have to do it in person. Don't order one offline. You have to physically touch it. You have to be able to tune it and see if it vibes with you. Because if it doesn't vibe with you, you won't use it. And tomorrow I will, depending on the timing, I will be on here doing the water ceremony. And I said I would put one on YouTube, the water ceremony. So that one will be good for the full moon. And the water ceremony, when I do it, that one's a really good one for people to just release, to get the healing that you're looking for, the connection, so you can heal yourself. Clouds are getting darker. I'm losing blue sky, people. I got two little openings of a blue sky right there. All right, lovelies. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be on tomorrow if everything falls into place like it should. And with this water ceremony, it's done with this with the water in my shell that I use in pouring in lodge. And because I have no lodge on my own and I don't have land yet, and where that is supposed to be for me, I honor it by just pouring the water for the prayers. Peace out, lovely. I'm going to call you in a few seconds. And this is where you can just join and you watch it and you can put your thoughts into it as I pour it into the bowl. Then the bowl is kept and it's placed out on the back patio in a sacred circle. And it's kept there until it's time for me to pour it into the earth. So, and I always hear so many wonderful things happening when people participate in that. So join me here tomorrow. I don't have a time. You know how I am about that. Just when I pop on, you'll be able to partake in that. And if you miss it, just watch the video and it still carries the same intention, energy. All right, lovelies, you are welcome. Join me here tomorrow for that water ceremony. That'll be a part of that full moon energy. And be good to yourselves. Much love. And be so light. Bye.